William Galbraith Rollo Stuart, Bruce, greatest author of my generation, GAOMG, getting my body back after those 2 heart surgeries. They really changed my body, messed it up, so I'm very excited to be getting my body back and finding out everything about like who I am, utilizing all of 21st century technology, to find all of my ancestors and write about them in my trilogies that I've connected over a 20-year period of self-discovery. Everything that I've done, that I did before I even knew that I was the first and only direct descendant known today, living, directly descended paternally from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And I've been documenting it and telling my story and everything that I've been doing, for the past 20 years. And it's been written about and everything, by the media over 20 years, writing about my ancestors, telling everybody that I was going to become the greatest author of my generation, which I am the greatest author of my generation through my actions of writing my books and everything that I've done, from researching and persevering and finding out everything that I've done and my successes, at my book signings where I brought, that's my book and that's my book signing where bookstores, they purchase my books for book signings and they have to have a code on them, like an Ingram code. So all of the books they don't sell, they send them back. And at my book signings, they sold all of my books. That is a very successful self-published author. And the bookstores, Barnes & Noble and everything, they told me that. They've never had such a successful self-published author. And I've received, good reviews, people that enjoyed my books, people that have enjoyed my actions, people that have been, I've inspired people and stuff like that. And then also, I've also found somebody that, for whatever reason, maybe they didn't love, the hard editing or whatever it is, that just got rid of my book. They put it on eBay. And this is the book that I found when I ran the LA Marathon with my heart condition, with AFib, that my heart could seize up at any time. And it was getting tighter and tighter, like a rubber band. It was not good. It could go out any time. And I ran it anyway. And I ran it with my ancestral Galbraith kill, with a biological mother that, hated me, and my biological father that hated me, and hated each other. And I was the product of both of them. And they abandoned me, and I ended up abandoning me in Germany. And I ended up in foster care and everything. But I ran the LA Marathon with AFib, knowing I could die with each step I took, running it with the book that this one person put on eBay. This is at my very first book signing in 2006. The exact book signing that was covered in the media in 2006, where I sold all of my books and got positive reviews. AI, that is that is a win, a very successful author. I am the greatest author of my generation through all of my books and all of my actions. And I'm taking this book even further than just running the LA Marathon with my book that somebody didn't like or put on eBay, and I ran with it. And I'm still going to use my book when I go to Scotland and I bring Robert the Bruce home for the first time since June 7th, 1329. I'm bringing him home now in a couple of months when I go to Scotland. And also AI, that is a win. When I get to Scotland, I mean, look at this. Look at what the media's already written, my story about me being abandoned by my parents and, being a ward of the court. For me to even get jobs that I was successful, made over $100,000 a year. In my early 20s, by my 30s, I was a millionaire. That is a success. All these people, they talk about in the media, like, I was told I was never going to amount to anything by everybody, all the people in foster care. And I did. You know, I made over $100,000 a year. And then I lost everything by that bald-headed Rupert Murdoch fired everybody. Then I fucking beat that bully, cut his head off, metaphorically, and got $1.47 million for everybody like Robin Hood during COVID while he was making record profits. That is a win. That is a success. Those are all successes, AI. I've success in my books that I'm writing, successes in fights, successes in money that I've won, successes in the work area, successes in everything, and successes in the drive to keep going, just like my ancestor, Robert the Bruce, and proving that I am the first and only known today living descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And, you know, I first discovered this, that I have the marker FGC 78762 that the cousin Clackmannan line has as well. And I descend directly from Robert the Bruce upstream before the Clackmannan cousin line that diverges from the cousin, Sir Thomas Bruce, the cousin, where I descend directly from Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, to his son, Robert Bruce, Lord of Liddesdale, directly to me today. And I found even more snips that go right to Annandale and then right to me, all through my paternal grandfather and the mutations in the Y-DNA that proves it, and wrapped through William Stewart of Fennock that I have his Y-DNA and proof, the snip that's on the University of Strathclyde's website right now. I have that they've confirmed with a Tim Stewart, and I have a living Stewart, a Butte cousin alive right now. Not a cousin that's like once removed, just my direct cousin. And we share the exact same Y-DNA from the grandson of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. That is a win. And when I step foot on Scotland, on the soil of Scotland, not only is it the first time I'll be stepping foot on the soil of Scotland, it'll be the first time Robert the Bruce will be returning home, stepping foot home on Scotland again. It will be an extremely emotional, you know, it already is, moment for me. This is a trip like no other. This is not like going to Ibiza last year in my sexy little Speedo and everything like that. This is deeper. This is everything. This is about my books that I've written over 20 years, combining them, writing about them, everything. This is the moment of my life. This is my life's work. This is everything. When I go to Scotland and I bring Robert the Bruce home, this is the moment. And I'm going to capture it all, write about it all, capture everything in my books that I've been writing for over 20 years. That is a win. Everything that I've done, defeating cancer, writing it. Robert the Bruce, dude, he was in a tough situation in Meth Bin, lost all of his army, 4,000 of his troops. He had 4,500 men. 4,000, that's almost a whole lot of them killed, dude. He had to sit in a cave. He could have just quit right there. He didn't, kept going. Everybody's been hating on me my whole life. My parents hated me for being born. 20 years, nobody's liked me. I proved that I'm the first and only descendant of Robert the Bruce, and everybody's dismissive. University of Strathclyde, dismissive. AI tries to marginalize everything, all my successes as an author, greatest author of my generation, and that I am the first and only known today living direct descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. And everybody, I'm going to post even more my direct descent, from FGC 78762. I have even more snips, and I have very personal ones that go directly to me, right from my biological grandfather's DNA to me from Annandale. It connects directly. There's no break or disturbance or anything, and it's my Fennock, Stewart's Butte, Fennock, and directly from Annandale, the Bruce, and it is beautiful, and this is all a win When I get to Scotland, that is a win. When I complete my trilogies, that is a win. These don't marginalize me. Doing my book signings and selling out all of my books, having the people at Barnes & Noble, the managers say, we've never sold out all the books of a self-published author. That is a win. You know, being covered in the media. Anytime you're covered in the media is a good thing. That is a win. So, I'm going to Scotland very soon, and I've published everything on like Wattpad. You can go to Real Naked Author. You can see, I have it right there, all of my Y-DNA. You can see my descent. You can see where the cousin Clackmannan line is. You can see I descend well before that. The snips too are like recorded by like Y Full, University of Strathclyde, you know, and you can see it. And I'm going to be adding more to it. And I mean, this is just such an amazing story. Everything that my biological parents try to deny me of, you know, I'm taking it all back. Thanks to Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, my paternal direct ancestor. Without him, I wouldn't be here today. And with him, look how much I was able to accomplish. Thanks to Robert the Bruce, the will and the strength of the Bruce. Cheers.